Our readings today speak of Jesus as the Good Shepherd. And Jesus calls himself the Good Shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep. And he says, I know my own. This is Mission Live. I'm Roger from the MSC Mission Office. Next month on the 15th of May, we celebrate here 100 years of the opening of what we call the West Wing, which is attached on the west side, obviously, of the monastery. And that was built to house the seminarians, the students who were studying for the priesthood. The monastery here opened in 1896, and priests moved in the next year, 1897. I'm saying this because this is the beginning of a new province, and a new province which would serve the Australian Church and give great service to the mission in Papua. And this work of educating young men to the priesthood was an important part of the mission. And unless that happened, then many other things would not have happened. In 1898, 2 years after the building, there were 8 students. In 1899, there were 12. The next year, there were 13. By 1908, there were 37 students. And in about 1921, these students moved up country to Douglas Park, where we had the novitiate. And then about 10 years later, they moved back down here to Kensington. And then in 1939, they moved to Melbourne, to Croydon, because we had so many students they couldn't be housed here. This is a great sign that the mission that Father Chevalier had taken on, not only, he took on the mission of Melanesia and Micronesia, and to do that, the Australian province was founded to support that and to support the work of in Australia, and then in other parts of the world, the MSC missions spread. Here in Australia, as young men were moved on to ordination and priesthood, they took up parish work, parish missions. They were very big at the time. The priest would go out to a parish and preach a mission. The missions in Papua, we sent men up there. We had the Annals, which was a big work. Some other priests did retreats, and of course there was a radio with Dr. Leslie Rumble, radio replies. Also then other members of the province became provincial, bursars, superiors, lecturers, novice master, and so on. All that was needed to establish and maintain and build up a fully operating province. And as men moved out, and I'm taking these facts and figures simply from a list of those who lived here at the monastery. Others moved out from here, and they would have taken on parishes and other works all around Australia, and as I said, in the Papuan mission. And so, and then later from the Australian province, we went to many other countries. After the war, we went to Japan. More recent years, as in the last 20 years, we've had men in China. We've got men in the Pacific, we've got men in India, parts of Africa. So the mission grew as more men became available. And these men came to lay down their life for what God wanted. They were called, they felt the call to priesthood. Others also to brothers, a number of brothers grew also, and they came to give their life, to lay down their life. And say, okay, Jesus, what you want me to do? Let's get on with it. Let's do it. And they did. And so it built up a strong province that has taken on missions in many places. And of course, one of our big ones that we took on was the Northern Territory. in the early days, 20s or 30s, I think. Bishop Zell, who was French, he came there, and many of our Australian men have spent many, many years up in the Northern Territory with the Aboriginal people. All of these have many, many stories, histories that are written. Some histories are yet to be written. So this is mission. Unless we have people, we can't do mission. And unless we have feet on the ground, boots on the ground, minds engaged, hearts engaged, then the mission does not go ahead. Thank you for being part of our mission.